I'm Nicole Anderson, and I'm the program manager for the NAU AAC Evaluation and Training Program, and I wanted to welcome everybody today. Our first presenter will be Sheri, but before we get to her, I just wanted to let everybody know that we do our program does statewide evaluations for Mercy Care and United Healthcare Community Plan. And I'm putting my information in the chat here. If anyone wants more information about the program or our services, please contact me. And we're happy to have Sheri kick off a series of AAC training webinars that we have going on this year. So register for the series if you can. And I'm going to let Sheri introduce herself a little bit more thoroughly. She's here today representing Saltillo. And Megan, actually, maybe Megan, do you want to introduce yourself real quick?
Oh, sure. Right? Thanks, Nikki. I am the speech language pathologist here in the AAC Evaluation and Training Program at NAU, and we're really glad to have you all here. Thanks.
Awesome. Well, I am Sheri Predebon. Again, I'm with PRC Saltillo, and I represent the Saltillo brand. I didn't know I was the very first one to go. Boy, pressure. Guess I'm glad I didn't know. So again, thank you so much for being here. And I'm going to be talking about one of my very favorite resources that we have to offer. It's called the ChatCorner. And I don't think a lot of people are really aware of it. And when I found it, it wasn't always here. I've been with the company for about 9 years. It wasn't always here, but when I really started digging in, I was like, wow, this is just untapped, wonderful greatness. So I'm really glad to be able to share that with you today. And this is a format that I haven't done before, so hopefully it goes off without a hitch. And as I told Nicole and Megan earlier, if I do have issues, I am blaming it on Mercury being in retrograde. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. That's what we're going with. So hopefully it works out pretty well. And if you have any questions, please feel free to either come off mute if you can and ask, or raise your hand so someone monitoring can bring that question up. I prefer to kind of catch them as they come. I'm going to make sure all your questions get answered. So please feel free to chime in if you have any questions or want to see something. There's a ton of resources. I pick the ones that I love and think are important, but if there's something else in there that you want to see, let me know and I can bounce over to that as well. So I will go ahead and, Nicole, am I sharing my screen right now? I don't think so.
Nope, not yet.
Okay. So, and here we go. There we go. And I'm going to minimize this right here. Perfect. So just a quick little PowerPoint. I'm with PRC Saltillo. This is my contact information. So Sheri at Saltillo.com and my phone number. So feel free to reach out if you ever have questions or need anything. You can text me, call me, email me, carrier pigeon. I respond to just about everything. So that's just my contact. And today we're talking about ChatCorner, what it is and why do we use it. ChatCorner, I think of it as a one-stop shop for implementation activities. It's centered around core vocabulary, and it has tools to help teams, communication partners, and parents keep informed and stay on the same page. So really who it's for is the Saltillo brand of devices, though you could probably incorporate it with other devices as well. But we use it with our NovaChat devices, our word power language system, which is our vocabulary systems, our TouchChat app, and then our Via Pro and TouchChat Express devices. And in there, you will find some wonderful implementation ideas, and they really teach around core vocabulary. We demonstrate modeling techniques, so important. Show how to use scripts to get better implementation and interaction. Fun and engaging activities that children actually want to participate in, or adults too, I guess, but that your kids actually want to participate in. Learning tools for communication partners, which is, again, very important so they can help with that modeling and implementation of the device. And then strategies on how to advance students onto more complex vocabularies and so on. There's just a ton in here. So that's a quick synopsis of what's in there. This is our device, a little section of our devices. Our Via Pro is not in here. That's a newer device and it did not make it onto this particular slide. I apologize for that. And then these are some of the vocabulary options that you can use. The My Core, Vocabulary PC, all of our word power, our word power 60, 80, 120, and so on can be used with it, multi-chat. So just a brief little clip there of the vocabulary options. So I am going to come out of here and I'm going to take you to the chat corner. So actually, when you put in Saltillo.com, let's start there. Saltillo.com is where we are, and this is our home page. You are going to come over here to implementation and pop right down to the chat corner and word power supports. And that's where we're going to start. So it's easy to go by, right? Because you kind of look and it doesn't look all that impressive right here. But let me just start to show you some things we're here for. I came down to start with our calendar supports. Anyone who's very familiar with our company knows that every year we do a special calendar. And not only does it tell you the months and days, which are, pretty exciting in themselves, but every calendar is loaded with supports and activities that you can use, even if you're no longer using the calendar date part. Hang on to your calendars, and you can do all the activities that go with them. So I'm going to pop over here and it will show you some calendar supports. I'm just going to play this little clip for you because it really explains what's in there and some of the things in there, hoping that you can hear it pretty well.
Sheri,
Get an idea. Yes.
there is a hand raised. Julie, if you want to unmute yourself, you can ask a question.
Sure.
I was wondering if the screenshots and slides and resources are going to be available through an email or in a document that we can have.
I just made that tiny little 5-slide PowerPoint.
That's it?
But yeah, that's it.
Not a problem. Okay,
That's
thank you.
it. The rest will be hands-on. You can go into the chat corner and just dig around and you'll see it. But if you have questions, I can always send you more information if you want it.
I
Okay.
appreciate that. Thank you.
Of course. So we're going to play this real quick. So you can...
Welcome to the 2021 Saltillo calendar and your passport to communication. This year, we will be traveling the world virtually. Join Joshua, Sophia, Miguel, and Trinda as they travel the globe to explore, discover, and communicate with AAC in places near and far. You'll see some familiar features in the 2021 Saltillo calendar, including the tip of the month. This year, the tips focus on developing skills in different areas of the loss framework developed by Dr. Janice Light. You can learn more about the loss framework here. As always, you will find a recommended book to read and the core words that occur in the book. Complete the monthly carryover activity while modeling the same core words from the book. And complete the extension activity by scanning the QR code. This QR code will allow you to download the monthly adventure pack. Click on the webcam link to travel to a faraway place and complete the scavenger hunt. There are several other resources available in the monthly adventure pack, including modeling markers, core spinners, and other activities. Don't forget to download your passport to communication and the 2021 Saltillo calendar stories and scripts file to document and write about your travels throughout the year. Your passport to communication awaits.
So this is just some of the calendar supports that are offered. There's a ton of things through there, and you can adapt it to the age levels that you're working with. There might just be one or two things that work for you, maybe more, but we also have a YouTube channel, which I'm going to take you to next to show you another support from the calendar. And the YouTube channel, again, tons of great implementation, and you can see how they're done. So I'm going to show you an example of our book or story of the month. This is for October 2021. It's Clifford. Who doesn't love Clifford, right? And it really just shows you how to implement this activity. It's a 7-minute clip. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but I will go through parts of it. They just do such a beautiful job, and it's really great to just see how it's intended to be used. So I'm going to go ahead and start that.
Thank you for joining a Read Aloud story. Clifford Takes a Trip by Norman Bridwell is highlighted in October of the 2021 Saltillo calendar. This story is read with target words embedded throughout the story. These words include don't, walk, hurt, help, stop, then, and a few others. Enjoy simply listening to the story or making comments and demonstrating the word and location for the AAC learner on their technology, and use these words in other activities. Select one target, all the targets, or other words that will be meaningful to the person. Read along to see how Clifford sniffs, swims, and tiptoes to rescue Emily Elizabeth.
We're going to move it on a little bit here.
Clifford Takes a Trip.
I'm going to pause it just for 1 second. So I really think this is such a beautiful example of books and how engaging they can really be. Lisa is the woman reading this story. And a couple things just to pay attention to are her pace. She goes at a nice, slow, easy pace to give those learners some time to process what they're seeing. Then you'll see how you can just very easily model the core words, those same core words over and over. You don't have to be telling your client, point to this, look at this. It's just a fun, fluid process. So just a couple things to look at as she goes.
Hi, I'm Emily Elizabeth. This is a happy day for me. This is the last day of school. Summer vacation is here. Now I can play with my dog, Clifford. We don't go on long vacation trips. It's too hard to get Clifford on a bus or train. We only go to places that Clifford can walk to, like picnics in the park. Last year was different. Last year, we went to the mountains. Mommy and Daddy said it was too far for Clifford to walk. So we left him with the lady next door.
Oh, poor Clifford. Okay, I'm going to fast forward. Let's see, we're coming towards the end. We'll see how it ends. Oh, if it can catch up with me here. Oh, maybe not. Let me just leave us in suspense here, but it's got a happy ending. Let's see. Oh,
To see Clifford. I told them how Clifford saved my life. So they let Clifford stay with us. Next year, maybe we will find a way to take Clifford with us when we go on vacation. The end.
okay, so just a really nice way to, let me see, I want to get out of here real quick. Just a really nice way to go through and show some good pacing, using those keywords. And they even showed you a little bit at the turn of each page, how you could either do like read more. You could model that after every single page, or there's a turn page. You could do that after every single page just for extra modeling. But it's just kind of a really beautiful, fun way to get some more practice in there. And books are such a great engaging way. So that is one thing we offer. So I would invite you to go through and look at all the calendar supports, tons of games, tons of books. Let's see, another great thing to look at in our chat corner here is I'm going to pop down to a year of core. And in a year of core, you can look at some of our choices here. And I just picked the 60 vocabulary, 60 location vocabulary. So a year of words, what they do is they're giving you a calendar to go by, and they target these 16 words for the month. So like if you start out with the word "are" here, it shows you how to get right to that word. So you would go to questions. And again, since I chose the 60, it's a 60 location vocabulary. So it's telling me that on the 60 homepage, if you go to questions, then you'll come up with the word "are." Some of them, let's see, like the word "to" is going to be right there on the homepage ready for you. So this is a little bit more advanced because you're having to come off that home page. Like here, if you're using the word "hurt," you would go to actions and then you'll find the word "hurt." Afraid, you can go to describe, next page, and you'll find the word you're looking for. But each month will then focus on different core words that you can be practicing for that month. And like with pretty much all of our activities on the chat corner, you can go ahead and you can print these out. So then everyone can be on the same page. You can say, okay, the first week of January, these are the 4 words we're going to be working on. So then you have the teachers, the paraprofessionals, other communication partners, parents, siblings, whomever is working with the device user. They all know what you're working on, and that way everyone can stay on the same focus. So that's kind of a really nice way to break up a bunch of those core words to work on throughout the year. So after that, we're going to something I like even more, I think. I'm going to jump over to the Let's Teach core. So this actually teaches us how to go through and teach core words, because sometimes we kind of forget the smaller parts, we skip right over them. And core language, it explains too. This is a great place for resources, again, for some of those people working with your clients who aren't as familiar with terms like core words. And it goes through and explains how they are small words that can make up the majority of our language and things that we say through across all settings. And so if you come down, let's say we're gonna pick a word. We want to teach the word good. Pull that up. We get this beautiful little worksheet that we can use in our therapy, or we can send home. That's going to help us teach the word good. And you can use it in things like good job, good work, good idea, good one, good thing. Starting at a young age, it's telling us that we start to teach children the difference between good and bad. And so here we're going through and seeing how it's used. And then it starts to tell us, and I don't know about y'all, but when I started, I definitely forgot this step and the second step. First of all, we're going to find the word good on the device. Make sure you know where it is and find it. Our devices, our vocabulary files are color coded, so you should be able to go in, head over towards the purple words, and it should be there for you. It's located on the home page of most of the word power vocabularies. And if it's not there, you'll find it under describe. So it tells you right where to find this word. Then you're going to use good in context, and you're going to explain it at the learner's level. So important. Again, sometimes we forget that a little explanation is needed, or we assume they might know what these words are. And they may very well know these words, but it's still nice to go back and kind of do a reminder and an explanation, an introduction of the word that you're going to be focusing on. You explain it at the learner's level, model it. You want to make sure you're touching the word, showing them where it is as you say it. Really important to get that good modeling in there right from the beginning. Here's an example. When you do something good, it makes you happy. Or if you are good, that means you're nice. Really model it and drive it home. Now you're coming into, again, more modeling throughout the day by touching good in the vocabulary anytime you say it. And again, it gives you some nice examples. Good's a good one to start with because you use it so often. Really nice examples to use throughout the day. And then after you feel your client has gotten enough practice with it and seen it modeled, then you can help encourage them to use it in different activities. So here's how you encourage. And then finally, you move down to the last level. And you're not going to fly through these in a day. This could take a week. It could take a month. It could take several months, depending on the age and level of your device user. So I know we're going through them fast here. You probably won't be zooming through them this quickly as you're going through. So then again, you create opportunities for the user to say it, make sure to look, wait. Anyway, you can go through and read that. So again, teaching core, you get this beautiful worksheet, and you can maybe highlight the level where you are, highlight what you want the other communication partners to be working on. So really, really great. And as you saw, lots of words. It should keep you busy for a long time. So lots of words to go through on teaching core. Let's teach core. So that's another thing in here that's really beautiful that I love. This is a presentation that we do, and it's so popular. They put it in here. Let's see. This is a great one to do, choosing your activity first. So this works out really well when you're in kind of a preschool setting or a private therapy setting, or even at home, where you can choose the activity that you want to start with, and then you're going to build core around it. So this is 26 pages. Don't panic. I'm only going to go through very quickly between 5 to 9 of those pages just to show you what we're doing with this. So you're going to choose your activity. So let's say we're going to start with bubbles. Bubbles is going to be our activity. It shows you how to select your activity. So they've helped you think through. There are about 5 different activities on here that you can practice that have been done for you. So we're going to start with bubbles. These are all things we're going to see as we go through. Other tips. So it does give you other tips that you can use to choose. This one's very effective. It's a little bit cruel, but very effective, where you put things in a container so your user can see them. You want them to ask what, help, or look. So we used to take either for your food motivated clients a cookie, or you could take a small toy like a dinosaur, a Lego, things they're into, put it in a Tupperware container, put the top on so that they could see it, and put it on the floor. And let's say we're working on the word help. Again, you don't want it to be like you're punishing them, where, you're like, say help, tell me help. You've got to, either sign it or say it or push it on your device or show me the picture. You have to say help. You more want to make comments to involve the vocabulary. Like, I don't know what you want. What do you want me to do? And you don't leave them hanging out there too long, right? You're like, oh, do you need help? You need help? Okay, well, here, this is help on your device. They hit help, you open it, they get the cookie, or for me, it'd be a cookie, could be a dinosaur, whatnot. So you really want to not torture them, but just have them understand people aren't always going to know what they want. And so by saying, oh, did you want help? Okay, this is help. Let me show you. Again, very effective. But anyway, back to our activities here. So we chose bubbles. And so if you're choosing bubbles, you might want to look at some of the core vocabulary that you're going to need when you're playing with bubbles during this activity. So you can do questions like, where go, where that, can I? You can move on to social little phrases like, uh-oh, cool, fun, like it. Again, open, look, pop, chase. We have some pronouns here. We have some adjectives. And so what you'll notice, again, really good for some beginners here, when you're choosing your vocabulary for this activity, what kinds of words you're using, you do not see a lot of nouns, right? Get out of noun town. We have to break away from just labeling. You can see that when we're doing activities, look at all the different types of words we're using as far as, again, adjectives, pronouns, verbs, adverbs, all of those things. So it's great that it really helps you see what kind of words you could be using. It shows you how to move on from one words. So maybe you were using one, these are other words, you can combine them, you can pair them. community scripts. Scripts are a great way to work with communication, phrases. Again, big bubble. I like it. So you're moving on from one word. If they're ready, they can advance. If not, just stick with your one words. That's great too. So again, snack time. That's another great one that we can talk about. Calendar. Again, so it just gives you all these really nice activities that are already planned out for you. If your teacher is coming to you saying, oh, we're working on calendar, we need you to put all these words in on one page and label it calendar so we can work on it in school. No way, those days are gone by the wayside. We are going to work what the child has already in their vocabulary. So you should be able to work on calendar, and they should be able to go through what they already have on their device to talk about it. We don't want to start programming special pages, because then they'll know where to find things just on that one specific page. We want to learn the whole device, all of the vocabulary. So these are things that they should be able to learn authentically within the vocabulary. So, okay, and I'm going to leave it at that. So again, really beautiful way to focus an activity around core language that's really helps you out all the way through. And as you go further down in that little presentation, you'll see that they're taking words and phrases off those templates so you can fill them in yourself if you want to choose an activity that's not listed here. Beautiful template to get you going with some of that. Let's see. Oh, you can also come here. You can do some low-tech communication boards. This is a great thing. So you can click on these and then you can print them out and you can use them to model along with your user. So you can be modeling off of your homepage, they can model off of theirs. You can laminate them, you can put them like if they're outside in a swimming pool, up against the pool, you can put them by a bathtub for those wet times. If you're doing a really messy activity, painting or cooking or where things get really messy, you can always laminate at least the homepage and put it out and continue to model as you're going. You can do flipbook options. These are really cool. Maybe if you have like an SLPA or a helper or some kind of assistant, you can have them put these together, because I wouldn't have the patience for it, but you can go through and you can print out all of these wonderful pages and you can make your own entire flip book. So then you have a nice low-tech way to communicate that you can take with you anywhere. So again, there are a ton of options here, and we also have them in other languages. So if you're looking to communicate in, what do we have here? Say Russian or, Cantonese. I know that the school I used to work at, we did have quite a decent Cantonese population. So Japanese, traditional Chinese. I'm sure we have Spanish on here somewhere, but so there are other languages that you can at least get the homepage in on, so you can do some modeling for that too. So everybody seems to love those low-tech boards. So now you know where you can come and print some off on your own. Let's see, hopefully, oh, knocked myself right out of the chat corner. Okay, so that was low-tech boards. I'm going to jump over here just for a minute. Tips for success. I just want to touch on modeling really quickly, because modeling is so important. Again, going through, and it just kind of talks about when you model to a hearing and a verbal child, they get to listen to us talk, and we're modeling in the same language that they're going to be using. If we're modeling to someone who uses sign language, we model sign. Really important. When you have someone with an AAC system, we need to model in that same system. We can't just assume that they know where it's going to be. And, heaven help me, I've seen some people act like it's a test. Like if they want more, they hold the device. They're like, tell me more, tell me more. When this child is just getting familiar with this vocabulary, instead of saying, oh, more, here's more. Is that what you wanted? Touch the more, and showing them it's not a test. We don't want to have them struggling and getting frustrated because we're constantly just holding up saying, show me, show me, show me. You have to model constantly for that user. Boy, what do they say? The stats are something like a verbal child will hear a word up to, I don't know, between 300 and 500 times before they attempt to say it themselves. the average AAC user will have to have modeling almost up to maybe 50 times before they use it themselves. So when you first hear, oh my gosh, 50 times, that's so much. These verbal kids have heard something far more than 50 times before they practice it. So just kind of good for perspective. So when you come here, it shows you how to use Chat Editor, which you can also download from our website, and get ideas of how you can print things out just for more modeling. Again, really just focused on modeling. And that's so important. And sometimes it gets a little forgotten. So I just wanted to touch on that real quick. Tips for success, modeling, great for everybody to go through and just review that. Okay, another phenomenal activity over here. It's called Challenge Week. And you're probably just gonna have to go through this whole ChatCorner, dig through and see what speaks to you and see what things are. Challenge Week is fantastic. Let's come over to October. But Challenge Week is, and you can scale it up or down depending on your user. Every day of the week for the entire month, you're going to do the same thing Monday through Sunday. And it tells you what to do. Like here for Monday, modeling Monday. The challenge for Monday will always be to model at least 2 words. These words will be the same words that are suggested in the 2021 Saltillo calendar. Again, there's our resource, right? That calendar. If you ever want a calendar, you can email me and I'm happy to get one sent out to you. So anyway, to your calendar, see how many times you can use that word in the day, challenge yourself each week, do more. So then when you come down to page 2, we have, let me see if I can make this a little bigger for you. Modeling Monday. Here's an example. How many times can you model these words? Don't, then, hurt. At least 5, 10. Here's some things you can say. I don't like that. I don't want that. Don't do that. And I love this because so many times we teach our kids, oh, more, I want more. Yay, I like it. Cool. We don't always give them negation. So important that they learn how to say, no, I don't like that. I don't want that. Negation is really important. So here's a great way to start modeling that for them. What happened first, then does it hurt? So anyway, modeling Monday. And then topic Tuesday. So it gives you a topic that you can talk about. Wait time Wednesday. Ask at least 3 what questions today. Make sure you wait for the response. We like to talk, right? Everyone likes to talk. So sometimes we ask a question, we're so quick to jump in there and either answer for them, or we just don't give them the time to process, motor plan, and get a response out. So this is just a great day to remind us to slow down and give them the wait time that we may be forgetting to give them throughout the regular day. Maybe you're wonderful at it. I wasn't, so this was great for me. So anyway, the challenge week goes through and gives us things to do every day of the week. And it's nice because you get to repeat it. Then you come back up and then you do modeling Monday again. Then you do topic Tuesday again. So you get to hit everything 4 times throughout the month. So the challenge week is fantastic. And you don't have to go in order if you don't want to. The kids aren't going to know. You can pick up a different challenge week, maybe for July, and they're going to have different topics for you to work on in here. You still have modeling Monday, but now we're picking different words and different topics. So challenge week is great. I usually like to laminate that one too and have some fun with that. Running out of time, I'll show you really quickly another one. I just love this Guess Who game. Fantastic, super fun. Laminate. So you could get a regular Guess Who game and you could take out like 5 different people, just use 5 pictures maybe, make sure they're all very different, and then go through and model with them so they can ask you questions. Is your person a man? Is your person a woman? Is your person wearing glasses? Maybe you're just using 2 cards, a man and a woman, with some of your younger or less competent users. Maybe that's all you want to practice. Oh my gosh, we figured it out. It was a man. Great job. Use it for things like that. But this will let you use the prompts and go through, wearing a hat. You're getting into blonde hair colors. You're getting into, there we go, hair colors, eye color, a mustache. So you're getting into much more detail as you go, but really you can use this with anyone, your youngest little users, boy, girl, that's all they need to know. So Guess Who's a fantastic game that you'll find in our chat corner, and you can use it for all ages. Love that. And that's under the More tab in there. You can have them practice sentences. These will let you, you'll see sentence strips where you can go through. This is the multi-chat 15, but they have other vocabularies as well. So you can always just give them some practice with saying, okay, tell me, I want to eat pretzels. And you can go through and you can make sentence strips so they can see how to do it if you need that visual, or you can just verbally give them sentences to practice. But that's kind of fun. That's fun to do with students when you're teaching them what it's like to use a device and see if they can go through and find stuff. So anyway, that's that. And there's just a ton more, and I feel like I'm talking really fast and I'm running short on time. So I'm going to show you one more thing. So these are all fun games, learning core, great things. These are mostly books and stories, like we did Clifford. Clifford's in here. Really fun books and stories. You can look at those. Great to use with a device. These are more, again, we did the modeling, but a lot of these are more to help the teams. So if you're going through, like here, you have a prompt, or I'm sorry, a role play for scripting. Highlighting buttons, how you do that, goal-based data sheets. So these are things that are going to kind of help your teams. Let me see, there was one in here that I was looking at. Oh, the vocabulary. Here we go. Even one like this, again, and you'll see, this is more for the teams that are working with the user. So it looks pretty basic, right? But where was this one? I was doing AEC in the schools and whatnot. So your user's name goes here. You put the date, the vocabulary requested, like if it's the word stop, who requested that we add this vocabulary, the page it's on, entered by, and date entered. So you can just kind of keep track of vocabulary that is being put into the device. So you don't have 50 different people going through and adding stuff and you don't know where stuff has come from or why it's been put there. So like that's a great example of how you can stay cohesive as a team in what you're doing. And then again, when you go through some of these, it's just really nice. Some of these will define different roles, help you define an action plan. There are so many great things on here that can just help you keep really organized and keep your team together. So everybody knows their role. Everybody knows the plan they're following. It can go home to the parents and whatnot. So this is really more of your admin side that you want to be using when you go through. Team roles, this is really a big one too. This is the last one I'm going to touch on. I'd like to save a couple of minutes for questions if you have it. So team roles, again, sometimes lines can be blurred, particularly when you're working with other therapies. Sometimes AC and AC, listen to me, speech, SLPs, and OTs can blur roles a little bit. Or I shouldn't even say blur, I'll say overlap, right? Because sometimes we are working on some of the same things. This way, you can make it very clear as to what each person's role is, or you can assign it to more than one person. Team effort, right? Takes a village. So this is just a really nice sheet. So no one can say, oh, I didn't know I was supposed to do that. I thought that was so-and-so's job. So again, just keeps everybody really cohesive on the best way to help our users. So I'm going to come off of that. And does anybody have any questions? I'm going to stop share here, I think. There we go. Does anybody have any questions? I know that's kind of fast. I truly love this little chat corner area, and I could go on and on and on. Those are some of the things that I really love to work with, and I think are very helpful. But anyone have anything out there?
There's some great resources in there.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
and if anyone needs help, I'm happy to discuss or, on a private one-on-one, maybe, demonstrate more. Or if you're like, oh, I have a kiddo who's working on this, where do you think I could start with them? What would be a good resource? I mean, I'm always happy to consult on that or anything else you have questions on, but there's just so much information in there. And on our YouTube channel, it also goes through how to use some of those supports, particularly from the calendar. So And I hope it was clear. I know I kind of flew through some stuff, but it's really, really great, especially for those therapists who are maybe starting out or a little more unfamiliar with the AAC. It can be a little intimidating if you're not used to it. So it's just a really nice way to break away from the holy grail of eat, drink, and bathroom and get in there and use some good core and really get some purposeful language going.
Thank you, Sheri. People are wondering if we're going to be able to share the recordings, and I believe we are. Is that correct, John?
Yes, we'll have them processed in the next day or two.
Yeah, Christine, that breaks my heart. Middle schooler, had a device for years, no core. There you go. There is your resource. You know, if they have other SLPs, just print some stuff off and go, here you go. Give them my name, give them the website. Yeah, that's, let's see, registration, free skills user. Registration fee. Oh no, you can go on to Saltillo.com. Is that what you're asking me, Lynn? I think Saltillo.com, implementation, ChatCorner, everything's there, everything's free. Yep.
Well,
And I'm free.
thank you. Thank you very much. This is exciting. Thank you.
Happy. Yeah, I'm free as well. So if you ever need any information or questions, call me. I'm happy to help with anything you need as far as that goes, if resources or anything. But
I wrote this down and I took screenshots of a couple of the PowerPoint slides. So thank you. Thank
sure.
you.
Great. Any books for older individuals? I'd have to think about that. I think most of these are unfortunately, you know, pretty young, you know, but I'm sure you could do some. If you have suggestions, I'd be happy to try and do up a template for it. Share it with the team. Share it with the team. Please share it with everybody. Share, share, share. I mean, that really is our biggest goal, right? Is to get our users using their devices as independently and efficiently as possible. Like selling devices is great, right? Having a bunch out in the world, wonderful. But it doesn't do anybody any good if those users are not using their voice for how it was intended. And that truly, truly is the mission of this company. PRC Saltillo has, from day one, when they talk about their sales, it's never in terms of dollars, it's how many voices we've given. And that truly is the heart of the owner and I think the people he hires. So definitely share away. It is free resources. Yeah, I just don't have anything else to say. I don't think so. Unless anyone else does.
Thank you, Sheri.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Fun being here.
we'll do it again.
Oh, okay. I'm in.
All right.